Speaking of correct opinions, this is an opinion that is so correct that it shouldn't really even need to be exemplified, except for the fact that some people, for some reason, decide, well, I don't even know what's going through Brad Sherman's head here. Congressman Brad Sherman was on a flight the other day, over the weekend, and, well, I'm going to read the Daily Wire and how they characterized it. Photos posted online show Congressman Brad Sherman of California looking at what appears to be pornographic images of women on his tablet during a recent flight.
No way.
We're together, what did I say at the beginning? We're together, we are overlooking the shoulder of people looking at illicit material, something along those lines. Congressman Sherman apparently was actually doing that. Now, we do have, I want you to avert your eyes if you seem squeamish. We do have some of those photos up. Glenn, can we pull up that first graphic here? Yes. Here's a photo of Congressman Sherman looking at what is just terrible and disgusting imagery on his tablet. Obviously, we want to be courteous of our TV viewing audience and not show you specifically, but the next one can be a little bit more revealing. Glenn, can you pull up graphic 2? Again, a photo of him. Wow. This, folks, is disgusting, to say the least. And at the risk of your eyes bleeding out and oozing uncontrollably, I want to show you this last one. This picture, graphic 3, Glenn, just horrific. And I don't want to make light of it, but at the same time, this was the safer route to take. This is the road that needed to be traveled here of censoring the entire image, because yeah, what was going on his tablet screen was pretty not okay. Now look, this should be said, this shouldn't need to be said, but if you're on a plane or even in a public place, either one, have a screen protector, or two, make sure that nobody can see your screen. But I guess the third one, and the most obvious one, is, hey, don't look at that stuff on the internet when you're in public. Don't look at it in private either, but don't have some situational awareness. The Daily Wire continues, Sherman, who is a fiercely anti-Trump, has denied that he was looking at any pornographic material while admitting to looking at suggestive photos. And then get this, he blamed the X algorithm. I was just scrolling through my phone and all of a sudden, who knows? The algorithm decided to show me this.
Sure, buddy.
Which, if you think about it for more than, 10 seconds, you start to go, well, wait. What does the algorithm generally do? Well, generally speaking, the algorithm shows you something that is akin to or like some of the stuff that you've already been looking at or already been watching. So to blame the algorithm for showing you pornographic material would allude to the fact that you generally look at that sort of thing because that's what the algorithm feeds you. I can guarantee you can open up my X account and scroll through all the things that pop up in my For You page powered by the X algorithm, which, of course, is Elon Musk specifically targeting what I specifically want. I'm just kidding. It's an actual algorithm. And honestly, what you would find is a bunch of lib commentators. I've noticed that I engage on X specifically with a bunch of libs constantly posting their ridiculous nonsense. So unfortunately, every time I open up X, the algorithm shows me more of that, just more libs saying more ridiculous nonsense. And it's helpful for this job, but also it's very, very infuriating to see the types of things that people say. Here's how Sherman responded. He was asked by reporter John Bresnahan. In the aftermath of the scandal, he said, if I see a picture of a woman, I might look at it longer than a sunset. Yeah. He also said that what he was doing was inappropriate, so at least he acknowledged that. He does, though, deny repeatedly that he was looking at any sort of pornographic material or that he had a problem with it at all. The interviewer says Sherman said these photos came up on his Twitter feed under the For You heading. He also, not that this makes it any better, he then goes on and says, this is Twitter. First of all, it's called X, Mr. Sherman, especially from the party that's willing to call things that they are not and rebrand for lack of a better term, other people's genders. At least, the very least you could do is keep up with the actual terminology that we all use. And these pictures came up in my For You. I must have looked at more than 1,000 posts. You know, if we actually didn't censor all of the posts, it actually is kind of interesting that it seemed to be like a never-ending string of these things. It just kept going and going and going. So I'm not entirely sure that that is a good excuse either. There, Brad. The only reason that, not the only reason, because we're talking about Congressman Sherman, it brought up to mind a clip of President Trump when he was in the Palisades after those horrific fires, when Sherman was sitting around the table with him, and Trump laid this humdinger on him. Glenn, do you have that shot ready? Go ahead and play that.
Water. Little things like water. You know, the party of common sense. See, we're the party of common sense. You're not, in all fairness.
Yes, sir.
We like water to put out fires. It's really quite efficient.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President?
What do you say when the president just sarcastically lambasts your dumb ideas? You know, I think at the bottom line here, what we should all come away with is be aware of your surroundings situationally. One, don't do that to begin with, but two, on a plane, in public view of everybody, maybe don't have your phone out looking at explicit material. You never know. Kids could be sitting behind you and watching that, Congressman. So thank you very much. Please don't let it happen again.